Okay, hello everyone and good afternoon. We are really glad to welcome you today at our webinar. The topic that we are going to discuss today is data power meets artificial intelligence. And let's start with the quick introduction round. My name is Alexandra Panasenka and I'm an account manager at Raynet. I'm responsible for sales and I work closely with our international customers and clients. Today, my colleague Roman will show you live the AI capabilities of Raynet One. Roman, would you like to say a few words about yourself?
Of course. Thank you so much, Alexandra. So, hi guys, my name is Roman Tabachenko. I'm Senior Product Manager for the cybersecurity use cases here at Raynet. Been at the firms for almost a year now. I'm coming from a background in research in cybersecurity. I also have a little experience in the field as a founder of a spin-off startup in the cybersecurity field. So we're excited to share with you some of the advancement and the innovation that we've been working on and introducing into our Raynet One platform. And before we start, maybe we should also introduce our third party member here. So Alexandra, give it back to you now.
Thank you, Roman. Yes, and you are absolutely right. There are not only two of us today, we're also joined by Rainy. She is the virtual assistant of Raynet One, and we will meet her in a few minutes as she's going to highlight the value of AI. Okay, so this is the overview of our agenda for today. We will begin with the overview of Raynet One. I will show you what are the main processes running in the background and how the platform works itself. After that, together with Rainy, we will show you the main artificial intelligence component in our platform. After that, Roman will show you live those features in action, and also you will have a sneak peek at what is coming next. And finally, we will cover up the session with a Q&A session. But by the way, if you will have any question during the whole webinar, please feel free to use the button at the top right corner where you can post your questions and we would be happy to address them. Okay, so before we start diving deeper into AI capabilities of Raynet One, let me show you how the platform works itself. Raynet One is a SaaS-based platform which provides our customers true IT visibility by gathering the data from different sources. And you can see those sources at the very bottom. Due to different scanning methods, agent-based and agentless, which ensures flexibility of capturing the data across multiple and diversity sources of your environment. With the growing amount of SaaS, PaaS, and cloud-based applications, we provide our customers with more than 200 connectors and integrations to gather additional data. Different contracts, license agreements, and procurement data can be uploaded into Raynet One platform as well for further license management. Raynet One also integrates with external sources such as NIST database, and the vulnerability information is updated daily, which is crucial for cybersecurity use cases. Those data builds the data lakehouse, the central data repository. Once the data is collected, it goes through two main steps. The first one is deduplication and consolidation to get rid of repetitive information. And on the following step, our technology catalog comes into the game and normalizes the data to make it readable and understandable, and also enriches it with non-technical metadata. From here, Raynet One delivers the value across three main areas that you can see at the top. IT asset visibility for IT management and cybersecurity. And whether it's lifecycle management or IT portfolio optimization, vulnerability management, or even SMDB enrichment. Roman will tell you in a few minutes more details on the central area, which is our upcoming SAM AI component. And even more, our customers cannot only analyze the data, they also can act proactively. And within the same platform, they can deploy the software across multiple endpoints with a single click of the button. Last but not least, Raynet One is the key data provider for our technology partners, the marketing leader organizations. And the results can be also used for further IT initiatives, whether it's IT service management or, for example, software asset management. Okay, I think it's just the right time to meet our Rainy. She will highlight the main challenges organizations are currently facing in IT management and cybersecurity, and she will also address how those challenges can be addressed with Raynet One AI capabilities in simple and user-friendly way.
Hello from me as well, and a warm welcome to today's webinar. My name is Rainey, and I am truly excited to present the new Raynet One AI features. And it's no surprise. After all, artificial intelligence is my absolute favorite topic. Imagine a world where IT assets aren't just managed, but truly understood. A world where cybersecurity doesn't just react, but anticipates. A world where data floods aren't a challenge, but an advantage. A world where IT assets can be optimized with greater precision. Raynet One makes this possible, and with the AI functions, it's even more efficient than ever before. Not someday in the future, but right now. In IT asset and cybersecurity management, this means less wasted time, fewer resources tied up, and in return, more clarity, speed, and security. Whether it's cost optimization, precise risk analysis, or rapid responses to new KPIs, Raynet One AI delivers targeted insights exactly where they matter most, in your daily business, within your teams, and in your management's decision-making. And the best part? This is no longer just a vision. Raynet One makes it a reality. So stay tuned. Now Alexandra and Roman will take over and show you what's possible.
Okay, thank you, Remy. And now let's talk about our approach to AI. So in general, our approach to AI, it's all about turning complexity into clarity. And with Raynet One, we have built the AI possible to support our users at every level, from onboarding to deep decision making. At our self-service portal, Rainy meets and guides users step by step during the whole onboarding process. It's designed to be simple and intuitive, whether you are a technical stakeholder or even the CEO of the company. The whole process happens in a short time, and by the end of it, you already have your first IT visibility ready to explore. This is Intelligent Advisor, Raynet One AI assistant inside the platform. It gives you a real-time answers based on the data in your environment. You can use pre-configured prompts or just simply type your question. The assistant doesn't just reply. It can also generate interactive dashboards on the fly. So you have an option. You can upload a scratch or the template, and AI will convert it into the full functioning report. Okay, I think this is just the right time, Roman. So you can take the stage from here, because I think our audience wants to see those capabilities live.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Alexandra. I'll start sharing my screen and then we can jump into the demonstration. So hopefully you're able to see my screen now. We're on the Data Hub, our data management component of the Raynet One platform. You can see already here that we have some pre-configured data dashboards, but we're more interested in this small icon on the bottom right today, which opens up our chatbot similar interface of interacting with the AI. Like Alexandra already mentioned, we have some pre-configured prompts here, but we can also put something in and see how the AI responds to that. In this case, we're doing a very simple question of finding out how many rows we actually have in this rows table. And it actually also gives us the name of the table that it takes the information from. This is very important for the explainability and traceability of the answers in order to actually keep this information being deductible and being actually useful in daily operations. If we continue asking our AI questions about this vulnerabilities context that we're creating here, just like in any other generative AI, it will keep memory of the previous questions and then actually look into the questions that I'm looking. So now it gave me, for example, a list of those vulnerabilities that are critical. Let's say that I'm interested in something more specific, like what are the top 10 software applications affected by critical vulnerabilities? In this case, we don't have a exact raw table here. It would need to create a dynamic query in the background and then present that information dynamically back to me in my window. So in the background, we connected this AI to our own ETL processes and our own databases in order to provide us something like this. So in this case, it's still text-based, still shows me those critical vulnerabilities that we defined as bigger than 9.0, and it shows me also the amount of the vulnerabilities for all the 10 products that I decided. This is again, everything is traceable. I can go into the tables, run this query as I expected and see those numbers in my results. I can, however, go one step further. In our data hub, data management component, we have a very powerful reporting and dashboard design. If I go there, I can start working and creating those dashboards, but since we attached and integrated our AI into this component, we can write something like this. Show me a summary of my software that will reach its end of life in the next 9 months, so 3 quarters. As soon as I send this prompt, our AI is able to read the question, create a query, and then convert that query into our own syntax for the dashboard and the report and create a dashboard for us. It will send us to this dashboard, in this case, just a simple table, but this table was dynamically created for us and it shows us the summary of my software that will reach its life in the next 9 months. So I have here a column that he decided it's important for us, end of life, date. We see here the vendor, the version, the name. And go even one step further. As I said, this is all done dynamically using our designer. I can go take this and start working on this new table with our built-in designer tools. Let's skip this question and then go to make an end-of-life dashboard that looks something like this. And here I will upload a small draft that I created, very simple. I can show you that later, just in Paint, that I created of a 4-element dashboard. So all of those elements are existing elements in our reporting and dashboard designer. So bar charts, table, and a pie chart that all corresponds to this end of life dashboard. So in this case, we're looking at personas that are not that experienced with tools that allow them to visualize, but would still like to create different data representations. They're unable to look into the raw data, both because the raw data is sometimes very technical, but both because they're maybe not that experienced with similar systems that allow to do visualization representation of big data tables. For them, something like this would alleviate the whole challenges of writing an email, waiting on a response, understanding why that data looks like the way that it looks. All of this simplifies and aligns their workflow in order to get information that they need. So we're looking at any use cases that are related to software and hardware message management. All right, created, loading, perfect. Thank you so much, Rainy. So as you can see on the top left, we have a column chart with devices by end of life So here we can see the different device names, sums of them, end of life details, again, a table that Raynet is taking out of the raw data. As you seen in the prompt, I didn't give Raynet any prompts in regard to which data to take. So for example, here device name count can still be adjusted. This is maybe not the best column and title of all that, but I can go into the designer and change it as easy as that, right? And lastly, again, this pie chart or bar chart on the right that creates a very easy and frictionless start to the creation of those dashboards. This is it for the AI capabilities integrated into our reporting and query language. I will stop the sharing now and get back to our presentation.
Yeah, thank you, Roman, for your live presentation. Let me just quickly share my screen once again. So, and we would like to show you what is coming next. And Roman, would you like to explain this huge, it can seem quite complicated, but I'm sure that Roman will explain this slide in a few minutes and you will understand the main core and you will get that it's quite easy.
Of course. So everything that you see on the left side, this is everything that we've been working on for the last couple of years, integrating and implementing and streamlining together with our clients. So everything that you see on the left, like the ETL process, the technology catalog that we are using to normalize the data, the accessibility to a browser and different devices, and the responsiveness, the different connectors, zero touch scanning, agent-based scanning that allows us to collect this inventory, of which I will be talking in a second about the self-service portal, the ease of which we are able to allow our client today to create inventories in the matter of 6 to 7 minutes, the support of different machines and organizational data that we are able to integrate into the technical inventories and the central data lake. All of that is the feature set that I've been working on for the last years. But on the right, you can see the magnitude of features that we're currently looking into integrating or already working on testing in order to bring to our clients. So chat-based interactions like the one that I show you today that allows you to create those dashboards and query your data as easy as that with no SQL knowledge, with no knowledge of the design, the AI-based recommendation that will allow you to optimize your portfolio and optimize your inventory in order to lower the costs and expenses and make it more manageable in the future. The renewal tracking of different licenses that we will be bringing together with the same AI component that will allow you to take license management to a next level using AI that is able to introduce both the inventory of software and hardware that we are currently working and allowing our clients, but combining that with existing sources such as contracts, such as emails, such as confirmations of software licensing that will give you the answers that you're looking in order to optimize the portfolio and manage your portfolio, like you see there on the third point from the bottom. Lastly, the compliance calculation on how to calculate which software licenses, for example, will be required for different use cases that are aligned with compliance. And lastly, the predictive analytics, all the historical data that are very hard to work with nowadays just based on the scope of it, but our same AI will allow you to take that into account, will allow you to look into that with a simple prompt that will allow you to support budgeting and strategic IT planning in the long run based on the historical information that we already have. So all of that is already in the pipeline we've been working on under the umbrella name of SAM-AI, of our own tool of bringing license management into the age of AI and big data. But as a closing to this whole innovation that we've been working on, I would also like to share with you our self-service portal. As I mentioned a moment ago, just before I started talking about the future points, I also mentioned some of the points that are already being used by our clients. And one of those is the self-service portal that allows anybody, even without any technical knowledge, to create an inventory of their system in a matter of a couple of minutes. So I'll be sharing my screen now again and showing you some of the stuff that Raynet is capable of helping us with all right. So here's a new instance of Raynet One that now in the coming 6 to 7 minutes will be setting up from zero with the help of Rainy. So I'll be giving the stage now to Rainy and following along as if I'm a new user of the Raynet One platform. Let's start.
Welcome to Raynet One. I'm Rainy, your personal guide through the dynamic world of IT. Together, we'll explore the latest discoveries and take stock of your IT landscape. From cutting-edge tech trends to optimizing your digital infrastructure, Raynet One is here to empower your journey. Let's dive in and uncover the full potential of your IT landscape. Let's get it started.
All right, and we start the process.
Welcome to the Raynet One headquarters. To kickstart your adventure, please select the cases you'd like to archive and click on Continue. Stephen, a friendly IT enthusiast who works in our tech room, will then assist you with the next steps.
Right, so this self-service portal does allow a degree of customizability, but I will be using only this use case for the demonstration
Welcome to the
today.
tech room. I'm Steven. Before we head back to Rainy, let's set up your first runner together. Once we've understood your goals with Raynet One, the next step involves configuring the system's runner. This runner is used for conducting secure software and hardware scans, connecting to the Active Directory, or interfacing with. Upon successful download of the runner installation file, proceed with the following steps to configure the runner. First, transfer the MSI file to the desired Windows machine, where you would like to install the runner on. Second, double-click the MSI file or execute it via command line. Third, follow on-screen instructions. The setup is pre-configured for seamless connection. Upon successful installation, our system will automatically detect it and guide you to the next step.
So as we heard a moment ago, I was instructed to download our runner. This is software that we need to install on my machine that will be able to then scan the network and create an inventory. This is happening now in the background as we speak, as I'm sharing just the browser window. So as soon as this is done, it will connect to the server and the process will continue automatically.
Welcome back. To start with discovering your IT landscape, please choose how you would like to import your devices. Select all the applicable sources for your environment and click on the Continue button. Depending on your choices, we may ask you for additional information in the following steps.
So in order to make this demonstration more realistic, I'll be connecting our Active Directory for the demo that will add an additional source for the inventory. So we'll be conducting an inventory through our scanner of discovery and then adding through the inventory process. But alongside that, we'll be taking the Active Directory as an additional source.
To continue, we need more information, starting with your organization's name. Additionally, please provide the domain name used by your Active Directory.
So for this specific use case, of course, I still need the credentials and I need the user.
We are getting there. This is the last step before we proceed to automatically discover devices within your network, so you can sit down and relax after this step. Scanning of devices requires higher than usual permissions. Typically, these actions can be performed by a root or administrative user. If you have any, please provide them below. Otherwise, we will still try to contact the devices, and in case of issues, we will let you know that something is missing.
Like Rainy explained, I need, of course, the appropriate credential, but as soon as I put those in,
We've initiated the scanning process for your environment. Please sit back and relax while we handle the work for you.
so at this stage, the runner that I installed 2 minutes ago is already looking on the network for any devices that are reachable through our scanning technologies that are
The import of your
stepwise.
devices is complete, and the discovered devices are ready for your review. To proceed, simply click Next and continue with the next steps.
Alongside, we of course also created this connection to the Active Directory and pulled those 322 devices directly from there.
We have discovered several devices in your environment. If you would like to, we can directly start to inventory them so that you can again just lean back and relax while we take care of everything. If not, you can skip to the IT Visibility dashboard and manually start an inventory run anytime.
And after this discovery step, we have the inventory scan that will then enrich and create a human readable information for our inventory based on all the discoveries that we made.
We've initiated the inventory process for your environment. Once more, please sit back and relax while we handle the work for you.
So again, this process, of course, takes time, both the scanning and the discovery and the inventory. But all of this is happening in the background while we skip, one was picking, and we are able to start that process already with the limited results that we have just from the runner, the software that I installed, together with the Active Directory connection. You can go to the next step here.
During the scanning of your network, we identified several devices and services. For a comprehensive overview, navigate to the IT Visibility dashboard. Here you can review your collected data presented in a clear and intuitive dashboard.
Perfect. And when I press on the finish button, we're pretty much done with the self-onboarding process. And we are introduced to our own instance of Raynet One, inventoried together with our scanner technology and Active Directory sources. As I already mentioned, there are still processes running in the background, both for the discovery and the inventory, but we can already get a feeling, and I'm not going to do a full-on demo right now. We are more than invited to reach out to us to have a fully detailed demo. But as you can see, there is already a lot of information in regard to the 322 devices that I discovered, the software products, the hardware components that we're able to enrich also together with our IT catalog that is able to give us detailed information that is human readable, the security aspects along the end of life, end of support, and the vulnerability, but also importantly, the gap identification. Where did we, for example, identify duplicates between the different sources that we have? Which devices were discovered but still not inventoried? Which devices, for example, we were unable to scan but are apparent in the Active Directory? Maybe they are not active anymore. This all helps our personas and our clients to better manage their inventories. Going over the tabs on the left, you can already see that we have also the detailed views for all of this. But as I said, we'll have to skip the detailed demo and leave that for another day. But you're more than welcome to reach out, and we'll be happy to show you everything that is right now new and exciting in the Raynet One platform.
Absolutely. Thank you, Roman, for showing us the self-service portal. Let me just share my screen once again. And before we'll move forward to Q&A session, I just wanted to invite you to our two exciting events. The first one is our Innovation Days, the Raynet annual event in September, where we are going to premiere our SAM AI component, and we want you to be part of this event as well. So feel free to scan the QR code that you currently can see at the screen, and you will get your ticket for free. And another event is a dedicated webinar later this autumn where we will focus exclusively on SAM AI tool. We will focus and dive deeper into details about its technology, the main features, and of course, we will also show you the demo, live demo of this tool, and you can see how it can be useful to deal with license management and cost compliance. Okay, so now we can move to Q&A. So guys, once again, there is a button in the top right corner. Feel free to post your questions. And let me check if we already have some. So yeah, I see. The first question is, where are my data stored when I use the Raynet One AI? Roman, would you like to cover this question?
Of course, I guess that is also a very, very important question that we should have touched upon during the presentation. Um, for a matter of fact, all the information that is used by AI is managed and controlled by you. It's part of the instance of the Raynet One platform that we set up together with our clients. We have multiple ways of rolling out a Raynet One instance, being on our own infrastructure or the client's infrastructure or a third party that the client wants us to deploy to. Data stays only there and it's actually also managed. You can actually give the AI a limited access or, for example, give it excessive permission to use only those tables, only those raw information. For us, this is like self-explanatory that the use cases are different and some clients would prefer, for example, not to use this feature. But for the matter of fact, we're seeing that there is a lot of excitement around this idea of data sharing and using the information that you already have. So that in summary, the data stays controlled by you and you have the control to allow the AI access as a opt-in to those data tables.
Perfect. Thank you, Roman, and thanks for this question. We already have another questions. So is it possible to see a SAM AI demo already? And I think this is just the right question for myself. So yes, absolutely. We can reconnect after the webinar and find the suitable time slot and arrange the demo session where we can show you this product live. But thanks for asking. Okay, we are moving forward, and there is another question. Can we already test the features? Roman, would you like to answer?
Of course, everything that I've been showing today, be it the AI capabilities with the chatbot, with the reporting and dashboards and the self-service portal, is already operational and working. We are still working on some of the, let's say, more complicated queries and more complicated executions of reporting and dashboards together with our clients. We're still seeing that yes, for more complicated queries, it does require you sometimes to adjust the question right to help it find the right data. But just like with any AI, there is a degree of learning curve using that. For a very simple use cases that I showed today, this is out of the box, already operational. You can use it in your daily operation. And I think that we are super excited also to see how and which queries our clients are doing with this and how they use this new feature in their daily business. I can share with you that some of our clients that never used the designer because they were a little overwhelmed start using more of the reporting capabilities through the AI and enjoying some of the added benefits that they've been missing, unfortunately, just because they never had the time to learn the tools.
Great. And there is a following question. Can I edit dashboards generated by the AI at a later stage?
Yes, so everything that the AI generates is still using the same syntax. In a sense, we just allow the AI to create a template for you to see and use. But you can jump in, like I showed in a demo, turn on the designer and start working with the same tools as if you started from zero, but with, of course, the already existing template, with already the imports of the data that you need. This is all flexible, and in the future, we're also working on improvement of the AI that will allow you to actually do those improvements and adjustments dynamically together with the AI.
Great. And we have another question. Does the AI chat feature need to be licensed separately? Yeah, this is actually a really good question. And the answer is no, not at all. So the AI assistant is fully integrated into the platform, and there is no need to additional licenses. So it is available for every Raynet One user. Okay, there is another question. What technology is used for the AI features? Roman?
Great question. So, as you might imagine, this is all built around generative AI. We use the existing, let's say, tools to integrate that into our workflows, into our dashboard designer, to give it access to the data through our configuration, through our databases. But in a sense, in the background, you still have to put all generative AI large language models. We're using different ones. So in this case, for example, I showed you a demo using OpenAI models that will require, for example, either using our API or using your own key. But we're also offering our clients to use third-party models, non-commercial models, and are already having clients that approach us and say, hey, I love this feature, but I want the data to keep and stay at my place. Here is my infrastructure. Here are my models. Connect that to the Raynet One AI interface, and then you're good to go. In a sense, all that does is sending those prompts and getting this information back. So there's not a lot of, let's say, complexity or challenge into integrating different models into that.
Marvelous. Thank you, Roman, once again. I don't see any other questions in the chat, so I think we are done with QA session for today. Let me just remind you about our contact details. So every participant that joined us today will receive the slides, the presentation, and of course the recording of this webinar shortly via email, just in case if you need to revisit something or if you have any additional questions. Feel free to reach me or to reach Roman. We would be really glad to assist you. You can see our contact details currently on the screen. And we are really glad that you joined us today. We wish you a good afternoon, good evening ahead. Roman, I don't know if you would like to add something from your side.
From my side, like Alessandro already mentioned, we're more than happy to answer any question you have. I would also like to repeat and raise the question of demonstrations, self-service portal. Feel free to reach out. We're more than happy to show you a demo of all the features, all the tables, and explain some of the details of the inventory that I unfortunately had to skip today due to time constraints. We're super excited for the future of Raynet and the introduction of more AI-focused features, specifically also under this SAM AI umbrella, focusing on license management and into making your job a little easier, a little more effective, a little more productive.
Great, thank you, Roman. And once again, feel free to join our next webinar, which is going to focus exclusively on SAM AI. But also, we are looking forward to see you in person in Paderborn this September 24th and 25th. So this is all for today. Once again, thanks a lot for joining us. We wish you a good evening, summer evening ahead.